Hello, this is Jared playing the new DLC of Oxygen Not Included, the Frosty Planet. We have our three reindeer, Dasher, Dancer, and Prancer. They weren't happy with the last base they built, so they're going to give it another go. They want to try to get a more organized base than last time. Setting up a barracks and a latrine is their first goal, as well as digging out a path to a little bit of oxylite. They are using some wood to build a ladder, since early on it's really the only thing they can build a ladder out of. And they're planning to put a latrine down here, and they're going to destroy this area in favor of a barracks. As the reindeer are digging out some rooms, they find a cinnabar ore, very strange material. But they would very much like to create rooms, so they create some doors for them to be able to have both the latrine and the barracks. Dasher is upstairs while the two other reindeer are trying to create a latrine. The latrine's going to be made out of a wash basin and some outhouses. Reindeer are ripping up the wooden heater in favor of a barracks. First two cots have been set up for them to sleep at night. Dasher's building the last cot. They'll have a comfortable place to sleep at night. Oxygen's a little low, but possibly if they dig out some oxylite in the area, that could help. And Dancer is downstairs installing the first outhouse. Of course, the outhouse isn't going to actually work unless we get access to a little bit of dirt. First outhouse built, they go searching for a location for some dirt. Apparently they found some upstairs, which is great. With both a barracks and a latrine, any spare time before the end of the cycle, reindeer decide to build a path down towards the strange research portal at the bottom of the base. They have just started their cycle. Prancer and Dancer are heading to the outhouse. And Dasher finding some food in the ration box. At the end of the first cycle, reindeer go towards their cot to sleep for the first cycle. In the morning, Prancer is going to sneak up a little bit early and put on the warm coat. The next morning, Prancer grabs the coat, and the reindeer decide they're going to open up the area where they sleep in the barracks a little bit more. Just make it easier to breathe. Creating a second door to allow oxygen to get in. That's goal one. Their second goal is to get down and visit this research portal at the bottom of the base. Dasher sees a weak spot in the barracks and decides to fill it in with some snow. We find a hanging food source called a shareberry plant. And they also find an Elvo Vera plant. One's in the way, so they're going to take that out so they can continue their ladder towards this research portal. Prancer's grab some wood so that they can complete the ladder. Once the ladder is built, it is time to unlock some research. So Prancer goes, looks at this machine, tries to figure out what it's all about, opens up some sort of canister, with glowing material going out of it. And that has given them a wood heater, an ice liquefier, and wood tile. They are excited about that. Reindeer are so excited about the new research they just found, they decide to build a laboratory to continue on with more research projects. So after constructing some rooms, their plan is to get 2 research stations, to create a laboratory, plus have some power generation available. With some wiring and a battery, they decide it's time to build a manual generator. With the door in the back and a second research station, I think it is possible to have a laboratory. Reindeer laboratory available for the team to be able to use. The first research project that they're going to do on cycle 3 is mess tables or meal preparation, so that the reindeer have a place to eat together instead of eating on the floor like Prancer's doing right now. Dasher is on research, while the other reindeer dig out a spot for a new mess hall. Reindeer realize it is not too long before they have a new friend that's going to join them, so they make sure that new friend has a cot available in the barracks. Prancer's digging out a little bit of oxylite at the bottom of the base, while Dasher does some research and Dancer works towards the top of the base to complete the laboratory ceiling. Vixen shows up with their blue hair, ability to eat whatever they want without getting food poisoning, and of course with all reindeer, they're frost proof. They join the team. And then there were 4 reindeer. Prancer and Dancer work on the mess hall. Reindeer have just 2 hours to complete the mess hall, or else they won't all be eating together. I think they can manage it. Oh no, the Frosty printing pod is covered, and another reindeer won't be on the way. Luckily, Prancer solves the problem, digs out some ice that's been blocking it, and the next reindeer will be there in 2.9 cycles. That's the end of cycle 3 for our reindeer. Vixen goes and finds the cot with the rest of the reindeer. The next morning, the reindeer are so excited about their new friend, they're already planning the next reindeer that's going to visit, so they make sure there's a cot and table for them to eat at. Prancer decides that they want some tea, so they create a kettle. It's going to be able to convert some ice into some water for their tea. The new kettle is installed. First thing that is used with the water is to fill up the wash basin. One thing that Vixen really likes is breathing, so he decides to go get access to some oxylite, which is always a good thing. But don't get a little snow get in your way there, Vixen. Reindeer want to set up a great hall, so they expand the mess hall and also find a little bit of igneous rock And that allows them to build more unique things. Because at the moment, they can't make a water cooler or flower pot. It's time to dig at that igneous rock. That should allow our reindeer to make that water cooler and a flower pot. At the start of Cycle 5, the reindeer decide they were going to complete the Great Hall using the igneous rock they were able to dig out. Water cooler is installed. Of course, they're not going to put any water in it. And they also need to put in a flower in order to actually complete the Great Hall itself. Now, there is concern that all the oxylite that they're digging into might run out one day. So just to make sure they have another oxygen source, Dasher works on researching an electrolyzer. A new bin has been installed to store some dirt to use in the research station. And our Great Hall is ready. Reindeer decide to break at different times. 2 reindeer per schedule. Prancer takes a little bit longer to upgrade their skills, but Dancer decides that they're going to concentrate on learning how to dig through granite. Dasher is going to be our advanced research specialist to be able to use the supercomputer. And Vixen is going to be our farmer. Dancer is clearing out a spot for an electrolyzer. There is just one question though, how are they going to get water pumped into this thing? Prancer is ready for the skill. They're getting improved tinkering. They can take their hat. Dasher is finishing up some research on a supercomputer. As soon as that is done, they're going to replace this research station with a supercomputer. The 5th reindeer to join the team is Comet, interested in digging, farming, research. They're good at construction, but make sure we keep them out of the kitchen. New supercomputer has been built. First thing it's going to be used for is insulation research. Comet decides to specialize in farming. Dancer is doing some discovery further away. Found some ethanol around here. And lots of iron ore. There's some pike apples that are not growing because they don't have an atmosphere, so Dancer is digging out a spot for them to be able to grow again. Apparently, Dancer was too hungry to be able to complete the project. We now have some extra pike apple that are growing. Dasher's just completed research on insulated tiles. We're now going to do insulated liquid pipes. Since igneous rock is a decent insulator, the reindeer are going after a little bit of that so they can complete this project of insulating around where they want some water to be dropped. The next reindeer to join the team is Donner, kind of the opposite of Comet. Not really the best at construction, but interested in cooking. It would definitely make sense for them to take on the grilling skill. Finally, a reindeer that can use electrical grill. The Eventually, we're going to have 7 reindeer. Before that, we're hoping to get another barracks with its cot and a table created. Research was just complete on insulated pipes. So what the reindeer decide to do, they're going to take some of that new insulated pipe research, make that out of igneous rock, and make sure they pump some water and send it into this insulated line through some insulated tiles and into our electrolyzer. Reindeer are trying to make a grooming station to get a stable together. Of course, even if they can make that happen, none of them know how to use it just yet. It looks like Vixen has learned the critter ranching skill. So what they've decided to do is compress their Great Hall. They'd like to have this cool floating water cooler. And then put a door for a stable over on this end. With 6 reindeer, the team decides they're going to play it safe. Instead of trying to support another team member at the moment, they're going to get a little bit of food. Vixen's happy about that. Some modifications are made down here so that we can get a stable together with some pike apples so that these little phlox critters can eat. Dasher learns the field research skill. Prancer's installing a grooming station in our new stable next to the Great Hall. We've got the second one located down here. Prancer decides to investigate what is inside this vending machine. They find some nutrient bars. Not a lot of calories worth though. Time for the reindeer to try out their new water system to load in some water inside the electrolyzer. We've got to get someone to go towards this kettle and drop water here and see if it can make it inside this thing. Comment, that looks like it's going to be you. Oh, yep, there we go. Thought they were going on break. Comet going down. Nice if we could get a fire pole so they could get down a little bit quicker. That is loading in some water inside the insulated pipes, making its way towards the electrolyzer. And this is going to be the first bit of oxygen that has been produced from a machine instead of oxylite. One thing that would really excite everyone is if we had a nature reserve. So we're building a park sign, a little path for everyone to go in and out of a nature reserve anytime they go in and out of any of these rooms. We now have someone that can dig through abyssalite. The dancer is going to get upgraded to the super hard digging hat. More water's been added to run the electrolyzer a second time. We've got a rock crusher going in, so we want to get some metal. Upgrade this to a power plant because Prancer is now an electrical engineer. We skipped over Cupid, so now we're going up to 7 reindeer. Cupid's interested in cooking, suit wearing, and supplying, and like all of the other reindeer, they are frost-proof. Welcome, Cupid. Let's make sure that we've got introduction to them. And then we'll have 8 reindeer at some point, so let's get another cot together. And of course, a mess table. Cupid is going to specialize in construction. Comet can get another skill. It would probably be smart to have 2 reindeer that can do the critter ranching skill. The next desired research project is the liquid tuning to get access to the liquid temporizer. Prancer is using the rock crusher. They want some metal so we can get this to be upgraded to a power plant. And they also have plans to put in a grooming station to make a stable. This will be the first stable that contains a behemoth. Cupid's produced enough metal that we can finally get a power control station. The reindeer remember that there is a useful volcano up there, so they're prioritizing getting that opened up to create a little bit of extra metal. Before any more metal is generated, it's decided let's get some automated lights in here. So whoever is using the rock crusher can see what they're doing. Comet's running on a manual generator that has an engine tune-up. Much more efficient. Good job, Dancer. We have access to a cobalt volcano. These reindeer love their stables. In this case, they're actually building a grooming station that has natural light right next to it. We've got a new incubator. Hold on, Prancer. That is not meant to be used just yet. Lots of work has been done. It would be very nice if these guys had a fire pole so they could fly down it whenever they want to travel down. Instead of taking in another reindeer, it might be useful to experiment with this brine. There's a lot of curiosity to know whether I can get this brine working right here. I'm going to click empty so that one of the reindeer will go in and open that up. Got Cupid generating some power. This all depends on whether that was enough liquid for that liquid temporizer. This is no power. Cupid, come on. What is going on? We've got power, right? 400. Oh, no. Maybe. Let's get this connected, guys. If we did this, what about that? Oh my goodness. That may have just worked. We've got more brine to empty. This may prevent the reindeer from having to go and get ethanol, which is actually pretty cool. But it's probably time to upgrade our power system. Currently researching advanced power regulation. I'm just going to make sure that brine does not freeze in the meantime. plug was pulled on this machine because there was a little circuitry damage. But it may need to be plugged in now. This gets too cold. How are you doing, Dasher, on this research? It looks like you're pretty close, which is a good sign. Let's keep that supercomputer filled with water to answer. Okay, so with that, that means we're going to be able to have a heavy watt wire line, which would be very useful. 16 degrees. So if these guys are going to add a heavy watt wire line, obviously we need smaller wire. We'll have two. One to connect the whole base, and one to connect just the actual heating element. First frost bun has been created. Continuing to work down here to get this upgraded. Currently at 11 degrees, 10. It's cooling, Reindeer. Come on, let's go. Make sure the stables don't become too full. Eggs are being removed and dropped off next to the incubator. Dancer really likes the taste of that frost bun, so they're creating a path to get access to more sleet wheat. Let's see that we're going to need a little ladder to get across here. Liquid tempedizer is running. We're up to nearly 30 degrees. Few more pieces of wiring and I'll be able to disconnect this here. Can disconnect this end at least. Come on, someone create that wire for us. Go ahead and disconnect this. Connect a regular watt wire circuit. There we go. So now we've got two dupes running. Both have an, Reindeer running. Both are generating power with a tune-up on each. Probably won't have any manual process to watch this. I think it is now time to dump some ice in there and see what can happen. Once this gets to be, let's say, 70 or so, we'll shut this off manually. Let's dump in some ice. Oh, we're out of power. If I'm gonna go away, I probably want to disconnect this, otherwise that's gonna get out of control. See a little bit of water that has been generated here from ice. That is a really good sign. Yes, I 100% agree, Cupid. Before I think I'm going to leave it for today, I'm going to see about putting in some automation to turn this off when I want to have a particular temperature set. In order to complete this automation, we need HVAC research to be done. Vixen's running the incubator. First looking at the flock's flawn egg. We're going to enable the psych out machine so that we can go from egg to egg. And here we are. Vixen's able to do this egg, then another egg, all with the lullaby effect being added to each one. Next to join the team, making a full 8 set of reindeer, is Blitzen, interested in suit wearing, operating, tidying, of course, frost-proof. Just like all of the other reindeer. With research complete, let's put in our sensor right here. Actually making that out of cobalt. That means that we should have some material. There it is, cobalt. Comet is building our thermosensor. See a little bit of water, but not a whole lot. Well, we probably should take the temperature well above 30 some degrees. Let's try 70. 70 or below, you can generate heat. So I think I'm going to leave that here. We'll continue on with our reindeer in the next episode. I would say they're doing much better than the first time in this particular world. But they are definitely going to have to make sure this system runs in order to be able to survive. Should be okay. I'm seeing if we can get the locavore achievement. That's why I haven't planted anything. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case. Maybe we'll get that thing there. Maybe with some sleet wheat that could possibly help. But anyways, we will continue on. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I will see you next time with our full set of 8 reindeer. Till then.